welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Lisa, and for today's video, I thought it would be kind of cute to do a video of my top ships. This video in particular, top 5 romantic ships. Now, I want to do a top ships, like top 5 ships series with love, friendship, and or just like a certain type of relationship. And I was like, girl, do it. So that's what I'm doing. For this video in particular, I'm going to do a disclaimer because as y'all know, I'm a huge Clamp fan. Most of the anime or manga that I've consumed has been Clamp stuff. So this particular video will not include my Clamp ships. That's going to be a separate video on Thursday this week. So I'm going to go get into it. Now this includes manga, anime, and anime movies. I always view anime movies separately, although people just all categorize that as anime, which is fine. But this list is a mixture of all of those. And this list is in no particular order. Like, not one is better than the other. These are just some of my favorite ships. Now, I will give you what this qualifies for me as a ship that I ship or why I chose this the ships. So for me, I'm a huge lover of love. I am a double Aquarius with a Cancer moon, and that Cancer moon be kicking my ass when it comes to love and feelings. I've always been a huge romantic since I was younger. I've always loved love stories, always loved romance. So I figured, these ships on this list are just relationships in anime that I love, that made me happy, that I was rooting for, and just the relationship that is displayed I absolutely just love, and it makes me feel really good things. So that is kind of where I go with ships. I might do a separate video of ships, non-confirmed ships or ships where they haven't gotten together. I have a lot of My Hero Academia ships, but those ships are not people in relationships yet, or sometimes there's ships in animes that you have that they'd be here's a little scrap, they look at each other, but it isn't really a ship that's confirmed. The basis of the anime isn't the romance, so you kind of just got a ship forever in your head. So I'm gonna do a completely separate video on those type of ships. So for these ships, I go into my trusty notes app. Here are my top 5 anime ships. To start off, this ship, everybody and these ships, I want to say too, they are super common. They're not oh my god, I can't believe you. No, these are everybody and their mom ships, these ships, but I just love them so much that I have to go and write about it or talk about it. Just as a warning, there will be spoilers for the series that I talk about. It is unavoidable. So if you haven't watched this series or you're okay with spoilers, there won't be too many spoilers, but there will be spoilers. One ship on my list that has been shipping for years, but with the reboot of the anime, it is at the top forefront. Everybody back in ship mode, and I absolutely love it, and that is Toru and Kyo from Fruits Basket. So first of all, yeah, if you know me, I love cats. That's number one. So the fact that Kyo's cursed animal is the cat from the Zodiac, it's a wrap. I love him immediately. Who don't love? First of all, who doesn't love Fruits Basket? Fruits Basket is classic anime. Almost everybody, they heard of it, they read the manga, they watched the original, and now that the reboot is on season 2, renewed interest, old fans, new fans, that meme where they shake hands, this is where we're at. And I'll be honest, I saw half of the reboot the first season. I haven't completed it, and to me, I'm not in a rush. I'm definitely gonna watch it. I loved what I saw so far, but I'm not in a rush because I've read the manga 5 or 6 times, so I'm very aware of what happens, and I'm chill. I don't gotta, I know what's happening. I'm cool on watching it. I'd rather watch some other stuff first than get into the reboot. However, I just have always, always, always loved Toru and Kyo. The fact that Kyo's zodiac cursed animal is a cat, he's the cat in the zodiac, love. And just, you know, he is this misunderstood type. He's hard, you know, all of the trauma and stuff that he's been with, all of the Samas, you know, the Somas, they have been through so much trauma. So everybody's hurt, everybody's growing, everybody has different ways of expressing that. And immediately I was just drawn to Kyo and him and Toru's relationship. I feel like they're such a good couple in my mind, and their relationship, how it flows in the series, to me was always very well done, because while he is aloof and cold, he's not that aloof. Like he immediately starts changing when he meets Toru, and his motivations become her, making her happy, and, you know, them being together. And he's not somebody, you know, oftentimes, regardless what kind of medium it is, traditional book, manga, anime, traditional media, there's always that like hard to love character that they always pushing and pushing and pushing the person away, and you're like frustrated the entire time. Kyo isn't one of those characters. He definitely has his moments, but it's clear early on that he's interested in Toru, and that she starts transforming him, and it's in a good way too, where he's also transforming her, and he's always like teaching her and helping her. Oftentimes in, you know, series, like the woman has to fix this man and fix this project, and she's not getting anything in return. And I believe with Kyo and Toru, she's definitely getting stuff in return. He is definitely changing her, teaching her to value herself, you know, to put herself first. And, you know, he is slowly transforming her as she is transforming him. And just all their cute moments, absolutely amazing. And I'm Kyo, Toru, ride or die, 100% forever. Like, I'm a stan, and I'm gonna continue to stand. The next couple on my list is Makoto and Chiaki from the movie The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. Now let me tell you something. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time is one of my favorite movies of all time. Not even just anime movie. One of my favorite movies of all time. It is such a beautiful movie. Like, I get emotional just thinking about it. And it's so beautiful. Like, it's not really focused on love. And that's one of the things that I like about it. And it's just, there's a lot of different elements to the story. If you haven't seen The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, I highly, highly recommend that you watch it. It is directed, let me get this information for you real quick. It is directed by Mamoru Hosoda. Recently, he did Mirai, which is, you know, that Oscar Academy Award nominated anime movie, like one of the first one that's not a Studio Ghibli film to be nominated. Side note, let's put some respect on Mamoru Hosoda's name, because you know what he did? That. A Girl Who Leapt Through Time. Like I said, it's not a romance movie, but Chiaki and Makoto, it's so funny, because a lot of the movie, you know, she is learning, leaping through time. She don't know how, she don't know why, she's just doing it. And she's using it to her advantage to change things that she finds uncomfortable, like stuff that's awkward to her, she doesn't want to deal with. She doesn't want to do certain things. She wants to change the way that certain things are done. So she's like, I'm just not gonna do it. So that's one of the things that she uses the time travel for. And one of the big things that she does is avoiding Chiaki confessing his feelings for her. And I'm just getting emotional just thinking about it, because I love it so much. And in the movie, like I said, it's not a romantic movie, but their interactions, and she's afraid of him confessing his feelings, not because she doesn't like him, but because she doesn't want the best friend, you know, the trio dynamic that they have with the other friend to change. But I'm just like, just thinking about it, and of course, spoilers ahead, when he discovers that she has been time traveling, and he's like, Makoto, are you time traveling? And then everything just stops. I get goosebumps every single time that I watch that part, and it's immediately like start crying. And then, you know, she learns about him being a time traveler. He's actually from the future. And when then he comes back, he says, I'll be waiting for you in the future. Oh, girl, my feelings. I absolutely love them as a couple. Obviously, they had like 2 seconds of romance, but their relationship throughout the whole movie, their friendship, I just love it so much. The next couple on my list is another anime movie couple, and that is Howl and Sophie from Howl's Moving Castle. Now, I absolutely love Howl's Moving Castle, another one of my favorite movies. A lot of people don't know this, but it actually used to be on Netflix years ago, and when it was on Netflix, I would watch it all the time. It is just such a beautiful movie. I've gone to theaters to watch it. Howl and Sophie, I absolutely, like I said, love the movie. And the one thing about Howl's Moving Castle, it is based on a novel by the same name, Howl's Moving Castle, by, I believe, a British or English author. It's from like the 80s, and it is not, in general, there's some changes that the movie made, but both are very like similar. And I just have love Howl and Sophie's relationship, because it is implied in the movie that he always knew that she wasn't an old lady, but Howl is so beautiful, he's so conceited, he's so, you know, he has his issues, obviously, he's not perfect, but his issues ain't that bad. And them together are just so cute. And when like Sophie starts getting to know him and living in his castle and seeing who he really is, you know, how in Wonderland he's Wizard Jenkins and all of these different personas, but when she starts to get to know who he is living in the castle, because, you know, that ain't a castle, but them together, I just loved it so much. And one of the things that I actually loved about Howl's Moving Castle is that they're both like, you know, they're like older, like late teens, I would say early 20s couple, which we don't really see a lot in anime with like the older couples. So immediately I stand, and I just love them so much. I love how like Sophie starts transforming herself, in the sense like she kind of was like, all right, like I act like old lady, I'm gonna be this old lady. And once she meets Howl, she realizes he's under this curse, and she's like interacting with him, and she kind of doesn't put up with his crap. Like she's fixing up the castle and she's cleaning, and he's like, don't do this, and she's like, whatever, I'm gonna do this. And their interactions were just so fun to watch. And of course the end, when she gets his heart back, and I absolutely loved it. And if you like the movie, I highly recommend that you read the book, because the book, like I said, there are some differences. Like in the book, Sophie has 2 sisters, and they play big roles in the plot. And then Michael, who in the movie is like a little boy, in the book he's a teen, and him and one of her sisters, they're like kind of together. So it is really amazing book. And overall, like if you love Howl and Sophie in the movie, you're gonna like ship them 10 times harder in the novel. At least I think so, because like the novel made me love and appreciate their relationship so much more. The next couple on my list, girl, I'm about to get, every time I think about this, I start tearing up. And again, this is, I feel like a lot of my a lot of my ships are movie ships, and that is Kimi no Nawa, Your Name, the couple being Taki and Mitsuha. Your Name is unexplainable. If you have not watched Your Name, there won't be any spoilers here, but if you have not watched Your Name, I highly recommend that you stop whatever you're doing, go find it. You could rent it at a library, find this movie and watch it. Your Name is like one of my favorite movies of all time. Again, not anime movies, just favorite movies of all time. And it is the most beautiful movie that I have ever seen. The plot, the story, everything is so original, and it's one of those movies where you watch it once and you cannot just watch it once. I think I've seen it like 3 or 4 times now. Again, a movie that I went and saw in theaters, and it is amazing. And it is also one of those movies where the more you watch it, the more you pick up, and there's so much details, there's so much stuff that even like the 4th rewatching, I'm like, yo, I did not notice XYZ until this watching. It's also one of those movies, you guys know I'm a sub person, I love everything in sub, but I've seen it in dub as well. I think I saw it 2 times sub, 2 times dub, and the dub is really good too. And it is just like, like my heart, it makes me want to cry. But Taki and Mitsuha, their couple and their relationship, I just ship them so hard. It's hard to like get into this couple, you know, without spoilers. But the reason that this movie, you just have to watch it for yourself, because spoiling it, even if I gave you a spoiler, it makes no sense, so I don't want to confuse you if you haven't seen it. But Your Name with Mitsuha and Taki, their relationship, this is obvious, this isn't a spoiler, where they're switching bodies and they're living in each other's bodies. And as they, you know, are doing this, they communicate through their cell phones, leaving each other like diary entries, and they start getting to know each other, and they start wanting to help each other out in their respective worlds. And I feel like they both help each other transform and be better and be more confident, be more outgoing, and find skills and help strengthen the relationships that they already have. And there's something about that relationship where you are, obviously you can't do this in real life, where you are someone else and you want to make their life better for them, and you want to help them, and you want to improve their everyday life, and you're going to be doing things that benefit them and help them in every single way. And that's the one thing that I really love about them, how much when they swap bodies, they try to help each other instead of making each other, like, making stuff worse for each other. And obviously it's not perfect because, you know, they're switching genders. So Mitsuha doesn't really know how to act like a boy, quote unquote, and Taki doesn't know how to act like a girl, quote unquote. And I think the one thing that this movie does very well is, like, when Mitsuha's in Taki's body, she brings out the feminine energy that all men have. And those feminine qualities, those feminine traits help him overall as a person. And vice versa, Taki brings out the masculine energy that Mitsuha has and overall helps and improves her life. So I can't. I'm just gonna start crying. But them as a couple, absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10. Recommend. If you haven't watched the movie, please go watch the movie. It's one of those things I can't even review because I just get so emotional, and I think about it, I see a GIF, and I'm like in tears. So I highly recommend that you watch Your Name. But Taki and Mitsuha, that movie is a love story, but there's so much more to it, and it's just absolutely beautiful. The last couple on my ship list. Now, the ships that I just gave you, these are all like old time ships. I've been shipping them since however many years, love them for life. But the last ships on this last ship, when I'm telling you, this has been this is an old series, but this love for this ship has been absolutely just everything. And that is from Lovely Complex, is Risa and Otani. And girl, when I tell you I shipped them so hard, I can't even contain, obviously this whole video I cannot contain my excitement, but I just love them so much. And I actually have a blog post which I will link in the description box with why I love this series so much. Like I said, this anime is old, but I recently started watching it in, I think, the beginning of this year. I saw Black Girls Anime. Shout out to Black Girls Anime. Love them. They always keep me informed. She had posted on Twitter that the series is now on Crunchyroll, and I was like, ooh, these little GIFs look good. Let me go check it out. And absolutely fell in love with it. So Risa is really tall for a girl in Japanese standards, and Otani is very short for a boy in Japanese standards. And they start off as friends, and they're always bickering. They always have this relationship where they are like frenemies, like they're always arguing, and you know, in school they're referred to like as this comedic duo. The whole anime, you know, really focuses on them two, Risa and Otani, kind of getting this relationship together, realizing that they have feelings for each other, the confessing of the feelings, you know, rejection, love, exes, and other partners. And I just love them so much. First of all, Risa, it reminded me of myself in high school so bad, because she was very love crazy, very boy crazy. When she had crushes, she was like all or nothing, like I'm not gonna give up on you. That literally was me in my high school, middle school years. So I just thought that it was just amazing. And Otani, their relationship, like there was definitely moments he annoyed me, and there was definitely things about the series, like how they kind of made Risa chase him, kind of was annoying to me, because if anything, she's the damn gift and he should be the one chasing her. But I digress. This is positive. So them to their relationship, I feel like in anime, this is one of the most realistic relationships that I have ever seen when it comes to liking somebody, confessing your feelings, and trying to get together. The support of the friends was amazing, and I like the growth of the characters and them kind of realizing, as they're realizing their feelings for each other, they're realizing their strengths, and they're realizing who they are as people. And like I said, I just love them so much. Aside from just being so realistic, they were super, super funny. And the best thing about this series is their friendship. And a lot of people know relationships do start as friends. And some of the, cliche plots about anime, the trope, oh, I looked over in math class, he was staring at me, I'm in love. And you see these people having these love connections, and you don't, you ship them, you're like, oh my god, yay, but you don't see kind of that progression. And the one thing that Lovely Complex does very well is it shows you a realistic portrayal of people being friends, and then they fall in love with each other, and it goes from there. So like I said, this is a newer ship for me, because I just started shipping them when I saw the series earlier this year, I think January, February, but it was very refreshing, and I love their relationship. I love that their friendship, and I love that when they're together, like, they're still figuring out, like, the series doesn't end with them getting together. They still have other things that they, how to act around other people, how they gonna talk about their relationship, what, hanging out, spending time together. And like I said, maybe it's because Risa reminds me of myself, or just the dynamic that they have in getting over, one of them the girl being taller, the boy being shorter. That in itself, that just made it so loving and so just heartwarming to see. Or also, side note, that theme song, that OP is amazing. I have it on my phone. I know the lyrics because it's just so awesome. But and then they love that rapper guy together, and they have a lot of similar interests, and they're not, because they started off as friends, they're not afraid to be themselves with each other, and that ultimately helps them grow closer as a couple. So I just love. If you haven't seen Lovely Complex, I highly recommend everything that I talked about in this video, but I really think you won't regret watching it, because it is such a great series, and Otani and Risa are such a great ship. So there you guys have it, my basically video of just me fanning out about anime. Like, I'm talking about the couple, but then you need to watch, if you haven't watched anything that I talked about, you need to watch every single thing that I mentioned. But like I said, this is just the first video in a series that I'll be doing with my top ship. My next video is going to be my top clamp ships, and that's gonna be this Thursday. So I'm so excited, because ooh, girl, we got it. And this week is romantic ships. Next week, I think I'm going to be doing top non-romance, like friendship, sibling, all those types of ships. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Who is your favorite ship, girl? Or if you got a problem with my ships, let me know. Comment who you think would have been better for the other person. These ships aren't perfect, but listen, girl, I'm going to go down with these ships. I'll go down with these ships. Listen, my romance heart, I think I could do like 30 videos on every couple that I've ever shipped, anime, not anime, just because how much I love. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm excited to see who you guys are shipping. Let's be in these ships together. But yeah, have a great day. Peace.